where housing starts in 2024. Let's talk about it on Today in Mortgages. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. We're talking about what's real, what's hype, and what you should actually be paying attention to out there in the world of mortgage and real estate news. It's Today in Mortgage, and I got Rich Jefferson here in the studio with me today. We're here in our studio at Network Funding. Rich, thanks for flying in. I know you came in just for me.
Of course.
Now, Rich is in town doing some good stuff with some of our loan officers and doing some recruiting. And we'll talk more about that at the end. But we're here in our studio. This is where we shoot stuff on the green screen, so we can put whatever we want up here. And then typically when we're podcasting, I'm over there. So it's a good place for our people to come in and use. But we're not talking about that today, Rich. Let's talk about housing starts.
Why not?
We pulled this article from Realtor.com talking about how housing starts has slowed down at the end of the year and beginning of January. Rich, tell me what's really going on here.
I don't know. It snows and we'd stop building homes a little bit.
I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, I really, listen, what I like is that we're still building homes. We went for a long time, Michael, and we didn't build much home, many homes. And so we're starting to see, so these little ups and downs, it's just normal market stuff. Things slow when snow drops on the ground, weather gets bad, wind starts blowing, people don't want their stuff. So just housing starts just slow. It's that time of the year.
Yeah. And what's interesting about this is it does caveat in the article saying that, sentiment among builders very high, even though our reported starts for the month dropped a little bit. So there's obviously a disconnect there. Should we be worried about this, Rich?
No.
Okay.
No, we need to build homes. The builders know this is the opportunity for them to do so and make some good money because we need homes right now. And this is just one of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're looking out there in the news, you've seen these home starts start to decline. You're an agent, you're a loan officer out there, and you're having some PTSD. We are still fairly confident about the market this year. Obviously, some bad news in the last couple of weeks with PPI, CPI, rates, all the things. But, on the whole, Rich, how are we feeling?
We're trending better, way better, with some little hiccups here and there. Listen, the consumer is so durable right now. They're spending. They've got that luxury one sample becomes a necessity kind of syndrome, right? They've had a little extra money to spend over the last couple of years. And now, like I mentioned in a couple, maybe podcasts ago, a lot of that's being borrowed now at 26, 27, 28% interest rate on revolving credit cards and HELOCs. And, so it's going to slow down a little bit, and that'll bring some of the inflation numbers down for us. And I just think overall, the worst is behind us. We're still going to have a couple little bumps, but hey, man, things rise, slower than they fall.
That's definitely true. And I think what we've seen out there is that people are also starting to get used to the idea that this rate situation is kind of here to stay. It's going to be the new normal. We're not going to get down to 3% again. It's just not going to happen. So everybody that's been on the sidelines is starting to pull that trigger. And then, that means that people are going to have to move, and some of that existing homes are going to come online. And that's all, the things that we are kind of hoping for and seeing in the marketplace right now. So
we are.
Yeah.
The employment numbers are great. Productivity's way up. People are getting better jobs, making more money. And with that, they oftentimes have to move to different markets. So that's also, they're selling existing homes with those 2.75 interest rates, and they're finding a new, maybe a better home in another market. Maybe the interest rate's a little bit more, but they're making a little bit more. So we're starting to see more of that, which is great for our industry. And, generally bad labor reports are good for interest rates, but we don't really want bad labor reports. We don't want unemployment numbers to rise. It's that crazy balance that you have to do with this economy right now. And the worker is earning, they're earning more than they ever have, and they're more productive than they've ever been. Yeah. Is it because they're working from home?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
We're not the work from home experts. But what is interesting, Rich, is I think that, like you said, there's this push-pull in the economy right now. But regardless of what's happening with rates and CPI and PPI and all the things, all the acronyms that we hear about in the news every day.
Yeah.
We got to get out there and we got to keep hustling.
That's
right?
it. I mean, that's our jobs, what we do. People are buying homes every single day. We want to be the ones that they come to.
Exactly. And so how do we do that in a tough economy, Rich? I mean, obviously there's less business happening right now than there was obviously a couple years ago, but even several, 5 years ago, We're kind of getting back to those levels, but what do you got to do out there as professional to win right now?
You got to be better.
Yeah.
You got to be better than most. And, like we've talked several times about all the young buyers and where they kind of decide who they're going to work for before they even make that phone call. And they do it through socials. There's a lot of really crafty, smart, professional loan officers that are out educating. They're doing video. They're sending out reels and talking about highlights about what's kind of like what we're doing here, but they're doing it in their communities. They want to be the specialist, the pro in their community to go to for mortgage assistance. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, definitely. And when you look at all the, seemingly negative stats out there, like the housing one that we're talking about today, I think the most intriguing, most exciting stat on the horizon is just the amount of people who want to be homeowners,
so many,
who are not homeowners,
so
yet,
many, yeah,
and it is just coming fast and furious down the pipeline. So things you got to be doing now to be working for that future business, and obviously, we all would like to be going gangbusters all the time, every year. But sometimes you got to go through these down seasons to get to the gold mines, right?
That's right.
All right, so hang in there, guys. Rich, before you sign off today, you're in here in town. You're usually over in Arizona. You're here in Houston. You're kind of meeting with some of our loan officers, doing some coaching, also doing some recruiting. Tell us a little bit about that and what you are specializing in.
I love my people.
Yeah.
Occasionally we need to hug it out, and that's why I'm here, is to see people, hear them, listen to what's going on in their markets, and just kind of, we're mind sharing, really, is what we do. I listen to them. Sometimes we complain.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think about different approaches and how to move our current client base into homes and working with agents. So it's just a lot of mind share and hugging it out, man. It's good to see people.
And I think that's what's so unique about us, is that we really have that, one-to-one touch, even with the high-level executives like yourself, to come in and really coach people through some of these tough seasons, give them advice, mind share. We got lots of connectivity between our different loan officers in different markets to share those ideas and give feedback. And so I think that's been really unique and a huge value proposition to our people here at the company.
Our people are really good about sharing good things.
Yeah.
What works in one market may not work in another, but you can take somebody's great idea, which is working in their market, and own it and make it work in your market. And that's one of the things that we do here, is we do a lot of sharing. And sometimes things don't work. There's strategic bets that we make. Things don't work. We share our mistakes with other markets and say, hey, don't do this. If you do, don't do it like this. Do it like this. This is what works. So these are all the good things. This is how people get better.
Yeah, definitely inside the network, we like to share those ideas. People helping people, different loan officers helping different loan officers. Yeah. And there's a lot of collaboration. One of our values is family, and I feel like we're one big family here. People say that all the time, but part of what happens in family is helping each other out. And so even though I'm working here in Houston, if I'm a loan officer, I'm not really going to be making money off someone that's working in Florida, but we're all part of the big same network, and we love to help each other out. So
we all get better.
That's what Rich is doing here in town today. Appreciate you being in.
Love it. Coming
all the way here for little old me. Thanks so much for watching wherever you are at. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time on Today in Mortgages. Today in Mortgages is produced by Network Funding LP, which is an equal housing lender, NMLS 2297. The content of this program is meant to be a commentary on mortgage and real estate news, and any discussion of rates and or products should not be taken as an individual mortgage or home buying advice or pricing estimates. And any commentary on this show should not be considered a promise to make a loan. All applicants for a loan must qualify, and you should consult a professional regarding your individual loan scenarios for your financial situation. Visit our website at nflp.com/licenses for all state licensing and other legal information.